Howdy folks, Key of W, Artisan of Glimmith. Let's just get on with it. I'm in the Solitude land. I'm looking to, here, let's back up so it can actually show the whole thing. I'm looking to finish these puzzles here. It's only 6 to go. They should all be like at least 5s, right? Let me see where they are. Don't see very many. Hold on. There's one hidden. There's this 7 I'm going to save for last. I got a 6 there, a 5 here, and then I have a 5 there. That's only 4. Oh, hold on. There's one. No, that is just that one from a different angle. There's 2 more somewhere. Hold on, let's cheat. Oh, hold on. How do I see? Oh, this is just here. That's a 3, and then I see. So let's get these little ones out of the way, shall we? Solitude. So this is the rule. It says every region has a single symbol. So I can't have a region that isn't symboled. That's the word. Oh, hey, game was updated since the last video. I didn't even realize, didn't pay attention to that. What is this update for? This thing with the color. So we moved this out for the auto palette, but now what? I don't know. I'm just trying to get sort of in the designer's head. And it would be easier to get in the designer's head if I just read the documentation on the update. That would probably be better. But that would require me to actually... It would be a strenuous task of going down to my taskbar and clicking on the Steam icon and then just reading the files. So I'm just going to ignore that for now. And we're just going to say this change was probably made for some quality of life thing that I don't know. So I got to make a 6 and a 5, and then everything else has to be this piece, which is a corner piece. Which can't be this corner. It could be this corner, just be that. It can't be this corner. This is the corner it can't be, because nothing can reach this piece. Right? That spot right there. Because now with walls here, I'd have to get there with the 6 or the 5. So it isn't that. So there's at least one wall in here. Is this a possible thing to do? No, I can't do the corner this way either. So, yeah. The reason is I could get this corner piece now, but I can't reach that piece with the 5. So we know for sure that these two pieces go together. So I've got to put the wall there, which means the 6 has to reach that spot because the 5 will not. And now the question is, does the corner move up or not? If the corner doesn't move up... Okay, yeah, the corner piece has to move up. The reason is if it doesn't move up, I can take this spot, but I can't take that, right? Because now I have 3 spaces up here to fill, and I only got 2 left to do. So we have to take this, which means we take this one as well. That's our corner piece. So I could take both of these with our Palisade region, but this space here has got to be... This space, I think, has to be the 6, because if it's the 5, now we're trapped, right? So we have to take it with the 6. The 6 is complete. We got to bring this around. And then the 5 actually is not going to be too bad. We just got to take that space there. That's a cool one. I mean, the game is telling me it's an easier one, and it felt a little bit easier, but it worked. It was fine with me. So I think now is just 5, 6s, and 7s. So let's take care of those puzzles now. What was that? There was a flash of something on the screen. Okay, a lot of rules here. Got to just keep those in mind. Well, really, it's not that bad. The thing that I noticed is there's 2 types of rules. There's the rule, which is just you can tell what it is by looking at the board. Even if these 2 weren't printed here, I see the area number, I see the Palisade. It's these 2 I have to keep in my head. So that means that somebody's here. It could be this could just be a gigantic thing. Actually, hold on. Because of this, because we have Solitude, we can't, the dead end has to be this direction, and we have to bring it out. So we do, in fact, have to do this and bring it out this way. We have to block all of these, so we have ourselves a good elbow piece here. Anything else I can get? This could really be anything. Basically, I just need to arrange these 3s so that there's always a path for the giant dead-end Palisade to snake its way through. I think that's what we're getting at with this particular puzzle. So I don't want to have something like this, because now nothing will go in there. So I wonder if there's a way to work out exactly what to do without me just going, well, how about that? Because that's not a great way to solve a puzzle. Okay, it's not coming to me just yet, but there's probably something with these corners. I mean, I think that one of these has to go into the corner, but they don't have to. Is there a way I can get this piece in? Like if I took the blue piece here, it would take both of those for sure. For instance, like this, and then come out. Like it's fine for it to do that. So there's actually nothing that says these threes have to move in. So what do we say? I know if I bring this out, like if I were to bring this piece out, I would force this 3 out and that 3 out. But it wouldn't force anything else, because I could still do an elbow either way or straightaways. Is there something to do with these pieces? This... I mean, this doesn't seem like a bad idea, right? Like, there's just like, I can fill these spaces. Oh, hold on. You have to, see, this is why, you have to remember both rules. Mingle shape. Gotcha. See, like, I'm sure you were yelling at your TV screen about how stupid I am, because I just forgot this rule, and that's just a thing that I do. Because I'm looking at this going like, how on earth do I solve this? I solve this by reading the fucking rules of the puzzle. So this has to be a straightaway, and it can't go this way, because it would touch, like this 3 would be one of those two. There's only 2 possible things I can do with a 3. So this has to be an elbow piece. And we can't bring it in because now we have this space in here we don't know what to do with. So we actually can't bring it to the left. This has to be a straightaway and it can't move down. So yeah, there we go. Now this puzzle is actually not really nearly so difficult. I was like, man, I'm going to have to think hard on this one. No, I don't. Now I just have to think a normal amount and we have to have a straightaway there. This one... could be a straightaway going here. It cannot. If it's a straightaway, it can't go to the left, and like a triomino, it can't go this way because now this 3 can't be an elbow, and it can't be a straightaway because of mingle shape. So we have an elbow piece here, which means it's not going to touch that piece, so it has to touch this one at least once, which is going to give us a straightaway there. That's going to bring us around all the way. This has to move out. That can't go there, but it could go here. This can't move to the right now, so this is done. This can't move that way, so this is done. Feels like that's the only move, because that is the only move. So obviously there's that. We can have this. We have this piece move in just fine. So this space is this space has to be taken by our good friend here, so we have to bring this through. We also have to bring this through, which means it's got to come through there. So does it go down or does it go up? Hard to say. Can I make a better color choice? Let's make this red. It's much more obvious. Like, I can distinguish between dark blue and the light blue, the cyan, pretty well, although the game... Like, I think it's overall a good decision that every time you make a region in a color, there's some slight variation. But because of that, colors that are close together on the wheel, you can end up with the hue variation actually really, really close. Instead of, like, normally, like this blue and that blue there, I will never get those two confused. But sometimes, like this blue right here, gets a little bit close to some of these other blues. So, you know, especially for if you're watching this and you have, you're colorblind or anything like that, I'm trying to help. It's impossible to completely, fully do it, but whatever. So, this actually can't go down over here. I probably should have looked over here. This 3 can't move down because now we're going to be blocking that space in. So we do have to bring it out like that. That's got to come through. And it's also got to come through here. So this 3 is either an elbow. This 3 can't be an elbow because it would be like this. We've trapped that in. So this is our straightaway right there. And this 3 could be a straightaway going that way. We don't know. It probably is. I'm guessing this is what it is, but it's just a guess. This 3... If it's a straightaway, how do I make that work? I'm not 100% sure yet. I have a feeling this elbow goes up. Can't prove it. Because if it goes down, it puts more constraints. And so my instinct is to go, I want to put fewer constraints on, but it's possible this is the answer. I'm just not totally sure. Could this be an elbow piece? I'm trying to think. If this is an elbow piece, could do something like that. Well, hold on. This has to get through. The palisade section has to get through somehow. It's either getting through here or there. Now, if it were to go through in this bottom area, this is bad because this 3's filled in. So it actually has to come through this way. Which means... What? What does it mean? Well, if I can't come through this bottom area, I also come through here. So this 3 now could be this elbow, but it would... Oh, this elbow doesn't work. No, because now he has straightaway here, and then they can't do anything there. No, he can. No, he can't, because I've blocked this space in. So, like, this doesn't break these rules, but now I have no way to get the palisade piece down there. So I think this one has to be straight. Straight. Elbow piece. Now I got to figure out a way to do elbow pieces without blocking anything else in, which is probably not going to happen. I wonder. This way? No, I can't do that. Yeah, if I move this elbow, this is an elbow to the left, I'd have to move it down, and now this can't be anything, because a straightaway it would work, but it would block, right? Like a straightaway would work on mingle shape, but then this piece can't go anywhere. So it's not that. So this piece can't move left. Can it move? What if it doesn't move to the right? This would cause the same problem. It would be like this, and now straightaway, and then we don't have anything here. I think has to move to the right and then down. How do I make this work over here? Like I could do it. Or this sort of thing. No matter what I do here, it seems like I've trapped something in. So I've screwed up somewhere, but I just don't know where. Right? Like this doesn't work. Like I've got this going on, but I can't bring anything across here. See what I mean? Like this doesn't have a... I didn't get this wrong, did I? Oops. Like if I bring these out of the way... I don't know. That was just guessing stuff. I'm just trying to think, what would I do? This can't be an elbow piece. Because we block stuff down here, so... What if this went that way? No, because now we can't bring anything down. Right? We have... This has to come through this way. But then this is just blocked in. I must have made some error somewhere that I can't see. Oops, that's still there. I can't bring this through. There's no way that goes around. So I've got to come up with a way to fill stuff in down here. Now this method is nice and all. I just can't replicate this exactly. Like if I do something here, it's great. If I made this a straightaway, it couldn't go that way. It would have to go like this, which is going to put quite a few restrictions here. Is this just it? This can't be it, because now this has nowhere to go. Right? This has to go there. Now we have a problem. Yeah, we would just have an issue with that. So So that's not what it's going to be. So it would have to be an elbow piece, but how would I make this work? Because I would have to keep these spaces open, and I can't do that. So I've definitely screwed up, but I just don't know where. That's another issue, is if I don't know where I screwed up, I don't know how to fix it. If this was an elbow piece, I possibly could fix it. I possibly could with this. No, how would I do? I want this. I think I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's it. So I screwed up over here. I just didn't see that. That was my bad. I probably would have had a much easier time if I wasn't stupid. I actually think it's a really clever sort of puzzle. I think I've done a few like this. That was a really good one, though. Let's do another 5. Let's see here. 15 and this piece. So the 15 is just going to cover whatever this one can't. This one kind of looks like a pain, to be honest. Just kind of looking at them, going like, okay, we just got to figure out on the other side of these walls. 1, 2. So this wall's got to have the 2. So I'm going to have 2 different colors no matter what I'm going to do here. So they're going to have an orange and a cyan. So the cyan piece is going to cover, so for instance, I could have it this sort of thing. So that means I got to have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and kind of 9. I've got to get the 15 up to one of these. So like, it feels like it has to come up this way. Right? That's just a guess though. Like, if I put an orange piece there, then the other orange piece, where does it go, right? So if I do this here, it's taking up quite a bit of space. It now can't go through this top area. It's got 6 more it can take, and it either has to take this one, or that one, or that one, and it can't ever get to any of those spaces within the allotted amount here. So I think that's the wall, like so. So that's orange. This is now the cyan piece. So that orange also has to be here, which probably is going to go this way. But that would force all of these to be orange. This doesn't work. That's 15. Now I have no way to solve the puzzle. Is there a smarter way to break into this? This would have to come down. No, see, all right, think about it. If I put this here, if I put a wall, there has to be one wall. If it is this wall, I'm forced to make this orange. Like, there can only be 2 regions, because Solitude, that this is now forced. So the trouble is, if I move this orange up ever, according to the way, I believe that the type of puzzle is called a yin-yang puzzle. I didn't know this till recently. But if you have a puzzle where it's just 2 regions, they have to connect. I don't know if yin-yang is the right, but the thing of, I only have an orange and a blue region. I can't make any others because of Solitude. They have to connect. Once they're on the walls like this, I have to do this, because if I don't, if we imagine a blue piece anywhere here, and an orange is there, the orange will cut the blue off from no matter how we do it, right? The blue can't get across. So if the orange moves up, it moves all the way around, right? But orange has to already be here because the blue is there. It's on the other side. So we do have to take all of these. And we can't then take it this way. We'd have to move up. But that's 12 of the 15. We can't reach the rest of these walls. So I think we are meant to see this happen here. So now orange does have to get here, which means it's probably not going to come through here. It's probably going to come through this maze in some way. Like some kind of thing like this. That might just be it. No, because now I need a wall for this one. See, like this covers everything else but that. So this kind of thing, if there's a way to get to this wall more better. I don't know. This one feels like I have to see the whole thing at once. That's what it feels like. That there might be a path through this puzzle that doesn't work that way, but this is the type of puzzle that it feels like I just have a bird's eye of all of it at once, and I really don't like that kind of puzzle. I can't say that it's bad puzzle design, but I strongly dislike that. Because seeing the whole thing at once doesn't feel good. Whereas not being able to see it feels awful. So it's just, it ends up in a position where I just know I'm not going to like this one. I just know I'm not going to like the answer. So I know we can't do it. I know we have to do this. I know we have to put this piece here. There's got to be a way to work this out without doing, I just have to see what the shape of the orange is. That's just the worst way to design a puzzle. If this doesn't move down, right? One of these two it moves down on. If we were to imagine the wall here, right, we'd have to do this. We'd have to put an orange there. Now, how orange is going to get there? It's not going to come around this way. It's way too many pieces around this thing. Actually, if it went here, it would have to take every piece there. So it can't. It would have to come this way and then here. We can't touch any of these. Actually, let me think about it this way. Let's skip this for just a second. Knowing this rule about, like, if the orange touches the wall anywhere, it's got to touch all the way around. Because, like, if orange touches here, let's suppose blue touched there, and then orange touches there. It has to touch every spot here. Because if it doesn't, who goes in there, right? So, this spot has to be blue. Because if it's orange, we have to go all the way around. I should probably think about it that way. So there's something I can find. Cool, that's good. I like that. I like that. It's something I can do. So I know these three are orange. If this is blue here, we don't know how far along this route is going to go. But if we imagine that it isn't there, we've got all of these. 15 is overloaded. So the blue has to take both sides. If it doesn't move up, then orange has to take that and come all the way down, and it's got a problem up there, plus it overloads. So we know, okay, we do know this. Nice. Okay, I think we've worked that out pretty well. That's got to be here. We now have to take all of these. Got to take that one. There's no way orange is getting there, so orange has to be here. Is it going to come up this way? 13. No, this isn't the right path because I can't reach this one, right? I've got 15, I need to reach that. Is there a way to reach in there more betterly? This almost works. It's so close, my friends. There it is. That's it. This has to be it. So yeah, like that ended up not being as bad as I thought it would be. Because I did have a path through that wasn't just seeing all of this. But it does. This type of puzzle really just does. It gives me the instant like panic in my heart because I go, oh shit, I have to just see the whole thing. But I actually could work on that. I'm going to give that sort of a mid-range. Like it was enjoyable, though not my favorite. All right, time for the 6s and 7s. Let's get these out. Solitude, area number, palisade. Great. So we know we can block. We can't do these things. We don't have mingle shape. Thank goodness. I don't have to worry about these. Anything else going? The palisade's definitely going to have to fill out whatever else I can't reach. For example, this 2 can't move to the left because that's going to have to be one of these 2 palisade lands. This guy, it's got to move down, so this one also moves down. We just fill. Orange is for dominoes. That's got to move that way. So now we can't move this to the left because who's going to take that spot? This fella. We got a lot of options. This one could move down if that one does. Not sure immediately. Let's make all the 3s are going to be green. This is going to come out. It's going to bend in some direction. This is going to bend up. Or just going to bend. It's going to move up. This guy, if it moves right, it can move down. It's totally fine. This is fine. And then I'm going to do blue and red for my... Actually, do blue and purple. Make them a little bit further away from orange. Make it a lighter purple so I can see the walls. All right, that's all the givens. Now it's time to actually do some thinking. This 3. That's always a possibility, though. I'm trying to think, like, how do I get into this region up here? Well, I can't possibly fill all of these spaces with these 3s, can I? Let's try. No. Because I cannot possibly fill all these spaces, one of these 2 pieces needs to come through here. And because I don't know what it is, it's dark blue. One of them's got to come through this spot, right? This spot cannot be this 3. Because then I can't fill the rest of these spaces. I've tried. It is impossible. So this 3 is actually complete. And then something's coming through here. It could be the purple. It could be cyan comes around. I'm not 100% sure. Well, actually, hold on. If we imagine that cyan comes through here at all, it has to be this space, right? And then this space. So it means the dead end is here. Can I fill all of these spaces without going with cyan? Because cyan now can't go up into this area. The answer to that is probably no. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, you can't possibly fill all those spaces. Therefore, this should be purple. Now, hold on. Yeah, it can be purple because purple can also move up, right? Because I was thinking if purple goes in here, who's going to go up there? It can't be cyan because then no one's going down here. But cyan can go down like this, and purple can go in like that. I think that's what's going to happen, but I'm going to, instead of guessing, I'm going to definitely say purple is in. So now... Well, I know cyan can't go up here because then nobody goes down here because this is blocked off. Somebody's got to come down here because we can't fill all of these spaces down here, right? We've got some spaces down here to fill. So that means cyan definitely does, let's keep it light, come around this way. Which means, yeah, we do have to bring. So it is, in fact, going to be this exact arrangement of stuff. That's got to move out. That's got to move out. That's going to have to be there. That's going to be purple. Purple's probably going to move up through here. Maybe. That's going to move up. Oops. So we have to, yeah, we have to do this. This is now going to be purple. Not sure which other one's going to be purple quite yet. Oh. Is there any way... This space can only be touched by this 2, and so can that space. So the purple has to get up through here, for sure. And it's going to be this way. That's how it's going to go. So the question is, yeah, that's done. That is all done. This is actually pretty cool. I like how this one's worked out. We got to take this through, because we got to get the cyan up here. There's really no getting around that. I screwed up. Now this has nowhere to go. Oh, it does. I just don't fill all of it in. There we go. That's the puzzle. That felt easier than 6 to me, but it was still a good one. Yeah, I just like figuring this bit out in the middle. I wonder sometimes if the developers put a hard difficulty on a puzzle because they think there's like one move. There's like one really tricky move in the puzzle. And if you don't see it, then the puzzle's hard. But if you do see the tricky move, the puzzle's actually not that difficult. So it just comes down to luck. And I feel like if I'm lucky enough to see the move early, then the puzzle is actually quite easy, which I think I was lucky in that particular one. Solitude and Mismatch, baby. My favorite. I actually like these 2 rules together. Not sure how about the feel with them being coupled here with Palisade. It's not my favorite rule. All right, we know this straightaway here has got to be like so. Solitude prevents me from doing this, which makes this a straightaway going side to side as well. I could do this, right? No, I can't because of Solitude. So this is that. This could be the end of it. We could just say this is a triomino. But I'm going to try really hard not to have those. If I can find out where my solo piece and my dominoes are, that's also helpful because it prevents me from making any more. I know up here we've got to have a corner piece, and we can't touch either of these pieces, so we have another corner piece there. We can't touch these, so we have another corner piece here. This corner piece goes like that, which is going to give us a nice dead end. Let's see. Don't really have any other restrictions quite yet. Now here we've got ourselves just a regular corner piece. Can't touch those. Dead end piece means it's got to come out at least a little bit. Huh. This is another corner piece. Let's make it a little bit distinct from there. It can't touch that. This has to come out in some way, like that. So this corner goes here. Solitude means we have to take that spot. Somebody's going to take this one, but it could be any of these three colors. Now with this being a corner piece, we've got to bring it like that, and it's got to take that piece. So, dead end, not sure which direction it goes. Oh, maybe I am sure which direction it goes. Let's think about it for just a second. If I take this piece here, it's got to, this corner has to move out this way, and then it can't take that space. So now this dead end piece right here has got to go that way. And then our corner is like this. Well, now I know this dead end is either a domino or an elbow. This dead end is either a domino or a triomino. And this one is a domino or a triomino. Yeah, that's it. There it is. So this fella right here is 2 or 3. And this fella's 2 or 3. So is any world where this guy's a domino? The answer to that is no, because this is a domino. Both of these have to extend now. They're both triominoes. And we're killed instantly for doing that. So we have an elbow piece here, which means all of these elbows got to move. None of these elbows can stay as they are. And this is going to have to extend, at least. Because these are the dominoes. This one can't be the domino. So we've got to extend it. One of them is also the triomino, so this one can't stay as a thing, but we can make it this or that, or we can take all of them. We just don't know. Oh, we have to take that space with the orange. Yeah, let's make a different color here somewhere. Let's do dark blue there. I just got a lot of oranges. It's important that the color theory is just really beautiful. That's what's the most important thing, I think. Do I have any other knowledge here? I'm sure I do. All of these 2x2s have room to grow. This one can grow here and even all as far as that. And it's totally fine. Here we go. This guy right here can't be a triomino because one of these two is a triomino. Duh. So we have this. Let's see. So now we know this is disambiguated. This is the phrase that we'd use if we're smart. So we've got triominoes there. So this, it can extend here, but either way, it can be this or it can be that. So I'm just not 100% sure. And no, it can't be this. It would have to be all of these pieces. Is there a universe where there's a wall here? No, because if we extend, we have to extend again, and now there's nothing there. So we do have to take this space, and we have to take this space? No, because we can take it with the blue. Does that break anything? No, doesn't seem to break anything. Who's going to go there? This spot right there. Can't be this blue guy. Ah, we have a couple options. Actually, let's think about those couple options. This can't be an elbow, and now we're dangerously close to one. So let's extend this piece this direction. This piece can't be an elbow because of that one. So we have an S piece here. This can't be an S piece. It's now at least a W piece, which means that's blocked. Can't have an elbow here, so we have to extend. Have to extend. Oh, now we have an L piece. So this can't be an L. This can't be an L. So we have to take this space. If we don't take that space, we take this one, and then there's nothing here. So we have to take that one for sure. This piece has to take at least one other. Could be here or there, or all of them. We don't know. This one could just be a 2x2. We could extend either piece here. We could extend either piece there. Oh, this one can't be a triomino, so you got to move it up, but it can't be an L, so it has to be at least a V shape. This one can't be this or an L, so it's got to extend C or this big L. No, it's not this big L. If this orange piece is this big L, then this purple one's a big L, because it can't be a little L, so we've got to have a C and an S pentomino shapes in there. Now, it's just figuring out the last bits here. Can we just... No, hold on. I've got to do the... I've got to do the trick I did in an earlier puzzle. These 3 2x2s need to all be different. But if I extend each one space, now they're all the same. So I have to extend one of them 1 space, one of them 2 spaces, one of them 0 spaces. This is the only one that can extend 2 spaces, and we're good. This is my new favorite. This was a good one. Yeah. As far as like what the logical path of that was a good fellow. Okay, let's see about this. Let's see how long this one takes. I don't know. It's a 7er, but it could end up being a lot easier. Some of the 7s have felt, manageable, and some of them have really stumped me. So we'll see. Solitude Precision. So we got ourselves some good old pentominoes, which I now know all of the pentominoes. I know what we have to work with is this. So here's our options. Now, we're going to have multiple of the same. We have no rules saying we have to make them all different, which is nice. But I got to figure out what's going to go where. So when I see dead ends are on every single one of them. I see straightaways. Here, let me draw some more notes. If I see this symbol, that's going to be... C has that. F does not have that at all. I, of course, has it. L has it. N has it. P does not. S has it. T has it. V has it. W does not. X does not. And Y does. So these are the ones that it can be if you got a straightaway. If you've got a corner piece, I guess. Now let's look at just this one. That symbol. That symbol there can be... this is actually kind of restrictive. Can't be a C shape. Can't be an F. It can be an F shape. There's 1 space in the F shape. In the F shape, it's this space right there. I shape can't be L. Can't be N. Can't be P. It can be P. There's a spot in there. It's this spot right there in the P. S shape, no. T shape, yes. V shape, no. W shape, no. X shape, no. Y shape, yes. This one actually is a lot more restricted. And then when it comes to... Well, we don't have any palisades with no walls, but that would just be the X. I think is the only one that it can be. The other one we could look at is our good old friend, the corner. I think we have a lot of corners. I'm going to put those over here. Corner pieces, C has it, F has it, L has it, N has it. This is really hard to read over here, but that's fine. P has it. I think all of them are going to have it except for the I. S is going to have it. T is going to have... T doesn't have it. T doesn't have a corner piece. V has it. W is full of corners. X doesn't have it. And Y doesn't have it either. Okay, so these are some options. I'm not sure if this is the way you're supposed to do this puzzle, but here we go. So how am I going to work this guy out? We've got several times... Let's look in here with our good old friend here. So this is going to be an F, a P, a T, or a Y. Now, if this is an F shape, I think this can't be an F shape. F shape, this is how you do it with the piece. No matter how we rotate this, it's going to touch another piece. Solitude's broken. Even though this works with the palisade, we can't have 2 of those. So not an F. It's not a P, because the P would be something like this. It's just not going to work. So it's T or Y. A Y shape would be like this. Y shape actually works really nicely. And T shape works really nicely. Let's think about it in conjunction with this dead end as well. Like if I put a wall there, I would have to have a T or a Y. If it was a T, we'd go like this. And now there's no way for this dead end to work, right? Because we'd have to bring it out. Like, we can't take both of those, so it would have to come out, and then nobody's down there. So T shape here doesn't work. A Y shape here could work, because now we have something here. No. No. I don't think a Y shape works. It couldn't be like this, because we have the same problems before. Y shape would come up here. This would be a corner shape, and now we can't do anything here, because we can't fill it in. So I think we can work out that this shape is going to move to the right. So now, if it's a Y shape, well, let's try a wall there. That puts a T shape like this. And this is broken, so this couldn't be a T shape. If it was a wall here, Y shape would be something like this, which breaks, or like this, which also breaks. So I think these have to be. Gosh, I hope this is correct. I have no idea, but I'm trying. I think this is a potential. There might be an easier break-in that you're noticing, and I just can't hear you yelling at the screen. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to struggle. So let me put this there. I think this is required, and if I've got this wrong, I have to do the whole puzzle all over again because this is where I'm starting. So now, corner pieces are so many options here. Like a C could go in there, F shape, L shape. Well, L shape wouldn't go on this one. N shape, P shape. There's a lot of ways to do this. V shape is this, W shape is that. Yeah, all these work except for the L shape. Now, if I put the wall there as a T shape, this is fine. No. Can't make a T shape going up. Here, let me back this up. Can I make a T shape anywhere? Before I jump ahead in this puzzle and hurt myself. A wall here, if this was a T shape, it's like this. Right? This dead end is now broken. So we know that. If the wall is here, the T shape is like this. And it seems to work just fine there. So let's just check real quick. If the wall is here, the T shape is here, it is broken. So if it's a T shape, it would have to be both of these. If we put the wall there, I think we already did that. If we put the wall here, I think we could do that. I think we could actually make a T shape. How would we? We'd have an issue. These would be its own unit, right? We'd have to do that. And it's not really a problem. So that one is possible. And this one, I believe, is also possible. We'd have this going on. No, it's not. No, hold on. I can bring this all the way down. I just have enough space to do it. Wait. I would... hold on. Maybe I don't. If this moved left, we would be screwed. That would be all we could take. So we'd end up having to move this. But if we moved it right, we couldn't take this piece. Who would take it? Right? We'd have to move right and then down, and now we don't have a way to do that. So it'd have to move down, and then it would have to move to the right at least this far. But now this has to take that spot. No. If we have a T-shape, the only way to do the T-shape is here. Because we can do something like this. Is there a way to break this? I would love to break the T shape and force a Y shape at the bottom. That's what I would love to do. This piece, it wouldn't be able to move up. It wouldn't be able to move left. It would have to move down. And then it would, yeah, this would be forced. And that would be forced. And we're so fine. We're just so fine with that shape. Okay, so I know if it's a T shape, it has to be this. It can't be the F or the P. So that's one way. The Y shape then, this Y shape doesn't work. So the wall couldn't be here. The wall could not be here on the Y shape. Well, if the wall is here in the Y shape, this is one way, but it also could be like this. And is this better? No, it is not. Because this corner has to be like this. And now we're screwed down here. So yes, that would be definitely how it is. If I put the wall here on the Y shape, this is a possible way to do it, which would break the puzzle. This is a possible way to do it, which doesn't. That's possible. Yeah. So the Y shape, if it is this way, it would go, this would be a possible thing, which is, it's back to this sort of arrangement, which is doable. This arrangement is not. But either way, I can put a wall here or there. I can put a wall there with the Y shape. This wouldn't work. Yeah, there's no way to get that to work. But if I did it this way, would it work? No. No, it would not. So if I have a Y shape, I have to take both of those. If I have a T shape, it has to be this. So these are the required pieces, I think. There, that only took 10 minutes to figure out. I'm going to say that is correct. So it could be those, and then the Y shape can go just about anywhere. Is there a better way to do this? These straightaways are suspect. Straightaways have a lot of options. But if I took this way, I couldn't take both of these straight up and down because now this part is broken. If I did one side, one's got to be sideways and one's got to be up and down, right? Because if it's up and down here, I can take a piece in here, but I can't take that one unless it's this piece, and then we're broken. So if I moved it this way, another possible way to think of this is, you dummy, is the Solitude region. I have to reach the corners with these regions. So which regions can reach the corners? Maybe what I should be thinking. This region can't reach the corner. This one can't reach the corner. This one cannot reach this corner, right? This guy can't get to that corner. Can he? The only way is like something like this. Those aren't corner pieces. So it's only this piece that reaches the corner. And if it reaches the corner, it either goes this direction and down, but then it can't take either of these spaces, so it would be a Y shape here. Comes this way and left, it can't take this space or that one, so it'd have to go out here. So we always have this as a Y shape. I mean, this is what we've been working out from here. How about in here now? If I have, well, either way, this dead end can actually reach here, and this dead end can reach corners. That doesn't help me. This straightaway cannot reach the corner ever, because it'll always have an extra piece. This piece cannot reach the corner, because it's got to take at least, it's got to take 3 other spaces around it, and it's just not going to have enough to get up there, right? There's just no way. This space can't reach it, so this piece goes into that corner. So corner pieces wise, this can't be a C shape, because C shape, it's like this, right? It's not a C. F shape corner is no, because it can't get into there with the F shape as a corner piece. L shape, it is not. N shape, it's got to reach this corner. It's not going to do with an N shape. P shape, I can see. S shape won't be it because it's not in the right spot for that. V shape, it would have, yeah. W shape, no. So I think this is a P shape. I think that's what we're being given here. We have a P shape up here. That's going to take one of those. This is probably a better break-in that a smarter person would have done. How about up here? Oh, this straightaway could easily just reach the spot. Actually, can any other piece reach it? No. This space has to be taken by the straightaway. Which means we can start working out what it is here. The straightaway is not a C shape because it would be something like this or something like that, and it would leave an orphan spot. It can't be an I shape, obviously. It can't be an L shape because it would touch that or that. It can't be an N shape. It's not in the right spot. It can't be an S shape. Can it be a T shape? It can be a T shape, baby. Can it be a V shape? No. It's not the right spot for that. Can it be a Y shape? Also no. This is a T shape, either this way or that way. We do not know which one it is. Is there a way for me to do that? There is a way. I can just draw a big fat T on there. This is P, but we can see that. This is a Y shape. What's that make this guy? If this Y shape were to come out this way, this dead end would have to take the spot, right? Yeah, because the only way to get down here would be this purple piece. We'd have another Y shape. Now, if this Y shape were instead this way, we could do whatever we liked over here. It wouldn't actually matter. I wish I could have a better answer for this one. Is the answer. Okay, that gave me some insight, but it didn't tell me as much as I'd like. I can look at this T again, maybe. So if I have this space here, who is up here? The answer is this is the only one that can reach. And there's no way for it to work because it has to take those spaces, so it would overload. So this T actually is this way, meaning that this space has to be taken by this corner piece. It's the only fella that can reach, and it's going to be an N shape because it's got to be a corner, which means this piece has to get up into there. Is that right? This one's not going to reach, overloading. Is this all correct? Is there any other way I could do this? There's no other piece that can reach up there. So if it's this one that reaches up into there, if I said this was the thing, we'd have a P shape, right? If I said it was this way, we'd have an N shape. This would break the puzzle down here. This seems to break the puzzle no matter what I do. No. W shape. Here's how it goes. Here's how it goes. W shape here. Y shape. Now this has to be here. And then this space, we can't bring this down because it would block. We have to bring that in and make another Y shape there and make a Y shape here. And I think we have it. I think this is right. I hope this is right. Let's change this color a bit. I'm not 100% sure because now it just feels like I just got a bunch of progress without working very hard. So whenever that happens, instead of me thinking I must be smart, I think I must be really stupid and I missed something because I should be working harder than this. But maybe. This space now is a mystery. It needs to be part of something here, and there's two things that can reach it, right? This can't reach it because to reach it, it has to be this or that, which is not a corner piece up here. This piece can reach. But now this straightaway is broken. So it is, in fact, this straightaway that goes like this. And this piece is not going to be an L shape like this. Well, no. Okay, I see. What's this space? If this space does not belong to the straightaway, we have a problem. So this is part of this. It's another Y shape. This now has to be a V shape, right? It has to be like that. This now has to be an L shape that goes around this corner. Am I right? Is this okay? Is this fine? Dead end shape. Let's think about this spot over here. If I put a wall there, am I going to be screwed? If I put a wall there, yeah, I'm screwed. Because what's going to touch this spot? It ain't going to be the P shape, it ain't going to be this shape. Nothing's going to touch that spot. So this has to be here. Now, if I put a wall there, that breaks this part here. Oh, I see. I have to one of these two because of the straightaway thing. Duh. So now this space here, if it isn't part of whatever this shape is, then what is it? It can't reach anything. So it's got to be that. So now we have a P shape here, and it's got to take one of these two. So it can't take any of that. Which means this shape's got to touch somebody, and the only one it can touch that, but that's not going to be a corner. The only one it's going to reach, so we got to have ourselves another V shape. Boy, oh boy, I hope this is all correct. But this feels right. This feels right, and I'm enjoying myself. This is a puzzle for the ages. What way do we go here? If I go this way, that's not a problem. If I go this way, it's not a problem. Well, whatever way I go with this straightaway, the other one has to follow suit. So this sort of thing makes me ask the question of what piece goes here, right? If I make these two straightaways, what is that piece? It ain't the P shape. That's not going to reach. So this has to be a new piece, which has to extend. Now, what's it going to touch? It can't touch any of these. and it can't touch, like it touches this one, but it can't do it. So I think the straightaways here have to be this way. We'll make them different colors in a minute here. Which means we block this. We have P shapes like so. That's blocked, which means this does have to extend at least here. It could be an I shape, or it could be an L shape. We're not totally sure yet. I'm not sure what this one is immediately. What goes in there? Right? What goes here? I should have looked at this. This shape can't move down because that's now a dead end. Where does it go? It can't go anywhere. So this shape touches here. This dead end now has to go where? It's got a couple options. No, it doesn't. All right, let's imagine this straight away. Now what's here? Not enough space. There's that. So this is how we go. And then we could do that. So I'm not totally sure if we have a P shape here or not. This guy's got to come out this far. We could extend up just fine. Can we extend down? Yes, we can still do this because we can do that. And we can go up because we can make this happen, and it's fine. Not sure. This space has a couple options. This space right here has to be part of this red piece. There's just no way for anybody else to reach it. And since it's a corner piece, I should have seen this a million years ago. We do have to bring this out, which means we can't fill both of these in. So this can't be the red piece because now nothing goes there. So it's got to be purple. Purple could be this, but we also could bring it out. What are these two spaces going to be? We're filled in. So this is a P shape again. This could be a P shape, F shape. Can't be a C shape, so got to block that off. Interesting. How am I going to fill this shape in? I think I've broken... No, I haven't. How would I fill this shape in, right? If I put a wall here, there's no way to fill both of these spaces in because this guy is almost complete. I can't put a wall there. I have to put this here. So what we're going to do, take this. Well, now we have to take this space and we have to take these. We have a T shape. So this, 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 this. Ha! Dab on the haters. This is also a really good puzzle. I just generally like the Solitude areas. That one actually only took like 20 minutes. It wasn't too bad. Mark of Mastery. Adorn 15 windows with jewels. That was the achievement I just got that you can't see because you're not special like me. Cool. Cool. That feels good. I really enjoyed all of those puzzles. Even the ones I didn't enjoy. What was the one? Was it this one? No, that was really good. It was it this one? Yeah, the one where I was like, do I have to see the whole thing at once? It wasn't terrible. It was all good. All good stuff. 5 stars. That's it for me then. That was like a good hour-long video. So I will say goodbye for now and see you all in the next one. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Goodbye.